Hello traders, and welcome to the NinjaTrader Indicator Warehouse. Today we're going to cover the MACD crossover alert. This is commonly known as the Swiss Army knife of crossover signalers. But before we get into this indicator, let's talk briefly about the MACD and why it's important. So the MACD is an oscillator that stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. And this works to identify both trend and momentum. So let's take a look at the MACD now. So this here is the MACD line and is a measure of the 12-day and 26-day exponential moving average. The signal line here is the 9-day exponential moving average. Running across the screen we have what's called the zero line, and above and below it those bars indicate the difference between the MACD line and the signal line. So let's take a look at some of the different crossing patterns. So first we have a bearish crossover, which is when the MACD line crosses below the signal line, as you can see here, and that indicates trend is pushing downward along with momentum. Now the MACD line can also cross the zero, and the signal line can also cross the zero, both of which indicate downward momentum and downward trends. Now if we look at the chart down below here, we have also a bullish crossover. So when the MACD line crosses above the signal line, this represents trend is moving upwards, or you have a bull movement. So let's take a look at the crossover alert now versus the MACD by itself. Here we have the MACD versus the MACD crossover alert. So as you can see here with the MACD crossover alert, we can set visual indicators as well as audio indicators whenever a crossing situation occurs. Here we've got a bearish crossover indicated by a red dot. Now let's say I wanted to add both the MACD crossing the zero and the signal line crossing the zero. I can easily do this by right-clicking on my chart, bringing up the indicators. So I'll right-click, look for indicators, left-click on indicators, and that'll bring up my parameters chart. I select the MACD crossover alert, and here I can change my crossing type. So instead of just the MACD crossing the signal, I can go here, I can change it to the signal N0. Now we also allow you to change the moving average types. So here I've chosen the TEMA, or triple exponential moving average. But I can easily go here and change the parameters that I want. Additionally, if I wanted to show this not on the MACD, but on the price chart, I can go here and change it very easily. So let's apply our changes and take a look at what we have. So here now, the visual indicators are plotted on the price chart, and you can see we have not only the MACD crossing the signal, but also the zero and the signal crossing the zero. So let's take a look at a couple of other charts and how you might be able to use this indicator. Okay, what we have here is the MACD crossover alert plotted three different ways, as you can see here. You can configure the crossing type, moving average type, and period. So depending upon your trading style and system, you can configure this indicator to meet your particular needs. I should note, this is a complementary indicator that is typically used with other oscillators and indicators like the RSI or Relative Strength Index. This measures whether a security is either overbought or oversold. And remember, whether you're day trading the E-mini S&P, other futures contracts, or Forex, Indicator Warehouse will help you get more profit from your online trading and technical analysis efforts. Thank you for joining us.